Hey, what up, superstars? It's your boy Ibetonme with some more Destiny 2 content. In this video, I'm gonna let you guys know, is it worth the grind and spending all your crafting materials to craft a god roll kept confidence hand cannon in Destiny 2 Season of the Witch. So I'm gonna quickly review the god rolls that I've been playing with, including their stats, but then I'm gonna also, guys, give you the pros and cons truthfully about this weapon and is it worth your time. So if you want to know how to get the kept confidence, a god roll guide for the kept confidence, along with all the witch weapons in Season of the Witch, I will put a link to that video down in the comment section. Also, guys, welcome to the channel. I definitely appreciate the support. Now, this weapon is 140 rounds per minute, 10 in the magazine with a base recoil of 91. It's also a strand primary hand cannon, and it is craftable. Also, it's an adaptive frame, so it's a well-rounded grip, reliable, and sturdy. So when I'm judging this hand cannon, this is strictly based on the PvP rolls that I've been using playing in PvP. Now, for the god roll, I crafted for the barrel is small bore, which add +7 to the range, +7 to stability. Now, for my magazine, I'm using accurized rounds, which add +10 to my range. Now, I'm using Killing Wind for my first enhanced trait, Enhanced Killing Wind, because final blows grant increased mobility, weapon range, and handling for an improved duration. I am seeing some players going with enhanced quick draw. Then for the barrel, they're using full bore. Now with full bore, it'll give you 34.94 on your damage fall off when aiming down sights. However, it decreases that stability from 68 to 51, so that's a big drop off for me. So for me, I'm going with small bore because that's going to give me more stability but still great range. But then also see, when you perk Enhanced Killing Wind, it's going to take my aim down sight fall off damage to 38.38 meters, so I'm gonna have way more range with this weapon and way more stability. Now right now I don't have enough alloys to have an enhanced trait on my 4th slot, but I am using Eye of the Storm, which the weapon becomes more accurate and boosts handling as your health gets lower. And I played some with multi-kill-clip, but I'm gonna go ahead and stay with Eye of the Storm because with multi-kill-clip, the only way it will lower this weapon's TTK is for me to have kill clip ×3 perk, and that's almost going to be impossible to do in PvP. Also, it has the trait Head Rush, which standing up after crouching for a short time, I think it activates after 2 seconds. It grants this weapon a brief period of improved handling and reload speed. And then I'm also using a target adjuster for my weapon mod. So if you look at the stats to the left on the god roll I'm using, I have 91 range, I have 68 stability, 100 handling, 50 reload speed, 89 aim assist. All right, I get 81 aim assist because of the targeted mod, but then I add 2 helmet targeted mods that give me 8 more aim assist to give me 89, which is amazing. And then when you look at the time to kill on this weapon, for all headshots it's a 0.87 seconds, it has 93 range, hip fire damage fall off starts at 25.59 meters, and aiming down sight starts at 38.38 meters. Also, the weapons I'm using in the background paired with kept confidence is the god roll Frozen Orbit sniper rifle and the god roll 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘 Wrath SMG and the 𝗬𝗠. Also, down in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about kept confidence, whether in PvP or PvE, it doesn't matter. Also, what's the best rolls that you've been using? All right, guys, so now it's time for me to get into the pros and the cons of this weapon, and I'm gonna keep it real for you, man. This ain't gonna be no fluff. I'm gonna give you guys straight from the heart really how I feel about this weapon. So let's start with the pros first. All right, so the first pro on this weapon is it looks amazing. Now with me, when it comes to a Destiny 2 weapon or any type of gear, it has to look good normally for me to use it. If it's an OP weapon and it looks bad, lots of times I won't use it. If you go and look at my most used Destiny 2 weapons, you will see the Outbreak Perfected, you will see the Not Forgotten, because to me those are 2 of the most beautiful weapons in Destiny 2. And in my honest opinion, guys, the kept confidence hand cannon is the best looking hand cannon I've ever used in Destiny 1 or Destiny 2. And that's tough for me to say, man, because you guys know how much I love the Not Forgotten. We have hundreds, if not thousands of shaders in Destiny 2, and I've put almost every shader on this weapon, and only like 1 or 3 it did not look good, but the rest of them, this gun still looked amazing with every shader. That is hard to do. I just love how Bungie scripted the Season of the Witch images on this weapon. Man, it really sets it apart. The second reason I like this weapon is because it has a great sound on it when you're shooting the weapon. So the kept confidence has a great unique sound to it, okay? It sounds strong, it sounds confident. So it's almost like I said with the Not Forgotten and the Outbreak Perfected. You don't even have to be around. You could be around the corner. You hear the Outbreak Perfected shoot, you know someone is using the Outbreak Perfected without having to see the weapon. Then the weapon even have unique traits. So with like the Outbreak Perfected, you can see the 𝗧𝗜𝗠 being shooting out of it. And then with the Not Forgotten, you can see like the gun lighting up when you need to do a reload or if you're getting headshots. And the third pro about this weapon is that it has a real clear, good reticle when you're aiming down sight. So you may be asking, what's the reticle? See, the reticle is the image of the dots and the lines that help the shooter aim better and reduces the number of misses. So as you can see from this reticle, it has the red dot in the middle, but then it has two cones on the outside, so you can help keep the person inside that box so you could get better headshots or make sure you hit the target. I also paired this weapon with the knucklehead radar for hunters that mark targets, all right? So it makes it real easy for me not to miss the target if the weapon is working properly. And you notice I said if the weapon is working properly. So this brings us to our first con of this weapon, okay? It is the weapon's inconsistency of hitting shots. And to be honest, if I haven't played with so many Destiny 2 weapons, I would be very shocked at the inconsistency of this weapon. However, when Not Forgotten got his nerfs and it went from a 180 to a 150 hand cannon to a 140 hand cannon that still shoots like a 180 hand cannon, it does the exact same thing from time to time. So with Not Forgotten, sometimes you can shoot your weapon and for some reason your weapon will not hit the target and you're aiming exactly at the target. This weapon does the exact same things from time to time. If for like every 20 shot, you may get like 1 or maybe 2 ghost bullets that does not hit the target. Like, then it makes it like the weapon is hard to shoot sometimes. The only reason why I'm not shocked is because, like I said, it prepared me by using the Not Forgotten, because after the Not Forgotten nerfs, it does that from time to time. And like I said, for out of every 20 shots, 1 or 2 of those shots will act like it won't shoot when you shoot the weapon, or when it does shoot, it'll miss everything. But then sometimes this weapon will work the opposite. Sometimes I would shoot a shot that I know is a body shot and it'll hit a headshot. And I'm sitting there like, man, there is no way that should have been a headshot. All right, I wasn't even aiming properly and it still hit the target. Now I know the aim assist mods that I use for the targeting helps out, but still, man, it's some weird stuff with this weapon that sometimes it hit shots that it shouldn't hit, but then shots that it should hit, sometimes it doesn't even register as a shot. And the second thing is, man, this weapon just seems too slow in my opinion. So man, I could be using dexterity mods, I could be using double reload mods, and this weapon still just seems so slow when I'm using it with reloading and things like that, okay? And also what's pretty crazy about this weapon, even though it's a 140, it does not shoot like the Palindrome, which is a 140, or different other 140s like the Ace of Spades. They have a real good fast movement of speed when shooting like a 140. This weapon does not do that. It shoots way slower in my opinion. To be honest with you, I think the frame is almost the same as the Not Forgotten. So just how I said the Not Forgotten is kind of bugged when shooting, I think this is one of the reasons why this gun may go a little slower than regular 140s, because it's almost similar to the Not Forgotten. And so I mentioned it goes slower sometimes like the Not Forgotten. However, with the Not Forgotten, sometimes, man, the weapon shoots faster. You can feel it actually shooting faster when you're using that weapon. Sometimes it shoots slow, sometimes it shoots like medium, but then sometimes it shoots faster because it used to be a 180 hand cannon, and I believe Bungie is bugged. I would not be shocked if Bungie did not make this weapon out from the same frame as the Not Forgotten, and it comes out that it has bug that makes this weapon shoot different, just like the Not Forgotten. I would not be shocked. And that brings us to our third con of this weapon, is that it's just not competitive enough against other weapons. And this weapon is in a weird spot because, like I say, it really plays well depending on what map you're on. So for instance, if you're on a bigger map, you're at a big disadvantage if you're going against pulse rifles and also scout rifles. All right, now I've been using on a bigger map, I've been using snipers, but the problem is when I run out of ammo, it's kind of hard to get into a good spot to get kills with this weapon. I have to be very strategic. And then if I play on medium range weapons, I have to make sure I pair this with something like an SMG, because man, auto rifles, SMGs, sidearms, they're just gonna melt you. You're not even gonna have a chance to get your weapon out and take 1 or 2 shots before you're dead. And I'm telling you, man, this weapon has really frustrated me, okay? Because I see the potential. 1 minute it's playing good, I feel the weapon shooting correctly, it's shooting at a nice pace, and then a minute later I'm shooting the exact same way, it's shooting slower, and somebody is rushing up on me faster because abilities are so OP now. People get to you so fast, it's like you almost don't have a prayer unless you have a backup weapon to use. And with this weapon, I found it very hard for me to play traditionally how I normally play with a hand cannon. See, on big maps, I like to use snipers with a hand cannon. On medium-sized maps, man, I kind of like to use a shotgun, okay? But I found that, man, like I'm out of range or something. It's something weird with this gun that even with a shotgun, man, I feel like uncomfortable, like I'm gonna get killed if I don't have something like an SMG. Now, what you've been waiting on is, should you craft this weapon? Is it worth your time and resources? Now, to be honest with you, that just really depends on what you want to do in your playstyle. If you like playing Destiny 2 just for fun, absolutely craft this weapon. Like I said, it has a lot of good cons to it that's worth crafting. However, if you're somebody who's very competitive in Destiny 2, I would suggest not crafting this weapon. That's a waste of materials, and especially for hand cannons, man. I can name like 10 to 13 hand cannons off the top of my head that's better than this weapon, and I can name a lot more other weapons that are better than this weapon. All right, guys, so if you are interested in more Destiny 2 how-to videos regarding weapon reviews and god roll, guys, I would suggest you watch this playlist next. Also, don't forget to like and sub. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.